What is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are here for what I am 100% certain is the final episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, episode number 30. In the last episode, we continued the trial. I don't know if we started or continued, I don't remember. We're here in the trial for Matt Engarde to get him arrested, and Shelly to kill her as well. Trying to get Maya back. She is so hungry, because he's been starving her for at least like 2 days now. Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita, is that correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Carita.
Now that we've answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelly to kill her. What is he going to say?
There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He's always stood by this one belief.
You mean about his trust between the clients and himself? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. I want to watch the anime again. It was so good. Alright, so press the second statement. The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough! Please, no more!
Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway.
Oh! Oh! I know what we're doing here. I remember. Seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client's already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves, and this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
Oh, no! I didn't say anything!
The judge had better watch himself. Okay. So press the second statement again. How would I ever think to do this shit again? So we've already done this. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client has already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person?
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Wait! Okay, wait. Time out. If he doesn't want... At this point, now he doesn't want Engarde to get the acquittal, why the fuck is he still keeping Maya hostage?
In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You've made it crystal clear that you value trust above all else. I believe we're ready.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, so he says... So it's that last statement there. I'm gonna press that.
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness, what is the name of the client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carreta?
That person's name is Adrian Andrews.
What? They didn't put that in the walkthrough.
Witness!
That's not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What?
That's crazy.
This can't be. On the phone earlier.
What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt Ongard, perhaps. I knew it.
Objection! This is outrageous! I was deceived!
This witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelley the Killer!
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No! With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means Mr. Matt Ongard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you've reached a verdict.
Bailiff! Please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately!
What now? With the way this is going, Ongard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ongard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is certainly lying under oath.
It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie!
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie!
But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true!
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the nickel samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No! Mr. Wright! You know the truth! Tell them! Tell them the real story! Who the real killer is! Tell them! Please, help me!
Yeah, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Let's go ahead and request the trial continue. What happens if you pick the other option? I'm curious. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ongard's a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Ongard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Enguarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor! There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
Right away, Your Honor. Oh, shit. Wait, what the hell? There's... Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm not gonna spoil it. Hold on.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we'd like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about, usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrera was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the, 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness.
Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then...
I'll expose the lies that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us. Okay. So whenever I'm ready, present the wine glass on his 5th statement. Let's go ahead and present the wine glass. Yeah, because she couldn't have known because she poured the juice. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Herrera had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Carrera had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That's not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they never would have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Carrera's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry.
Well, that is an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Okay. So on the third statement, I'm going to press him. Say, what fucking bar was it? So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
Who was that? Press further. Witness, I'd like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
So I'm going to say it was not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
It was very important. He said him. He said him. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, what the fuck? Why we got two guys? That's the same guy. Come on, bro. We're right at the end, bro. Right at the end. I'd like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy?
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that's an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up about her.
So what is the issue? What are you saying just now? About her?
If you had met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you she's a woman.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that's exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yeah, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, The entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelley DeKiller! This court demands an explanation!
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another!
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
I'm a little nervous.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without meeting my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
To be fair, we've beaten him like at least twice. Okay, so the third statement, go ahead and press it. 2 or 3 other things.
Yes!
And what were those other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
Let's go ahead and press further. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes?
everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I ponder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber! And should you turn out to be one...
Wait! Oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what other jobs your client requested were...
If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Carita's suitcase.
And then, what'd you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your clients. Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish.
Okay. So now let me go ahead and present the suicide note. Shelley DeKiller. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item?
I see where you're going. Yup, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Let me go ahead and save the game. Specifically just these backup ones. Well, let me do all of them for right now. Cause I wanna see both endings. I think I'm only gonna do the good ending, but I'll see both of them. Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was going to burn it for her sake.
If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not...
That's enough! If that's your intention, there's only one thing for me to do!
Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
Hold on! No! Please, not that! Please wait!
Mr. Attorney! Bring this trial to a speedy end or I may stay my hand! Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this! If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution... rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Ongard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder? Okay. Let me go ahead and save the game.
Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ongard, to the stand.
The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. We're running out of time, though. I kind of want to just finish it. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Ongard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. Isn't that refreshing like a spring breeze crap? It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get Ongard a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. Not Lil Monkey. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on the matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ongard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ongard, is... Oh, it doesn't even let you save. Okay. I'm saying guilty, bro. I'm saying guilty. I'll do the not guilty ending on my own time. Or I'll just look it up, because I don't really feel like doing it.
We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ongard, your client, deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ongard is...
Objection!
Yo! What the fuck? Francisca Von Karma? What? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Ow!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside of this.
What a filthy old coat this is!
That's Gumshoes. I could spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what's inside of that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside of that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final piece of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial's already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it's our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor, the killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for.
The first item is a pistol.
Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? There's a question for more details.
We have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
That's the pistol used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet I removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test.
So it's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
I bet the killer took that from his mansion. Have you checked the contents of the tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it?
That's right, it looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer is no ordinary man. See, the last piece of evidence is the bellboy's uniform.
Is that the uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Oh, it's the same hotel as the second trial in the first game. I'm just now realizing.
I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There's a button missing from on this uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we were under normal circumstances. These items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
Hold it! Oh, wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful! Absolutely splendid! This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2? The first... Make Enguarde wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Angard himself wishes to be convicted, he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way: force the killer to end his contract with Angard. If the killer were to no longer think of Angard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, thinking things through from the other side. Isn't that what's always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence, and that's how we've come to know the truth. But there's one person who's yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Objection!
Oh, I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying that it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Oh, then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I'll grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
Objection. That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Angard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to?
I guess we're gonna do Shelly the Killer's profile.
I see. And now tell the court what one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person.
Oh! The videotape.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Perleth, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape that was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you're on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions are being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen. Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
It was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
I know why. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene, and that's because he wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come on now, Mr. Attorney. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yeah, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer?
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That's the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
my contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item.
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness!
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I actually am I don't... Ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that?
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. OnGuard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. Before that, I'd like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you'd understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright?
Finally reached the end of a very long battle.
Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief. Matt OnGuard, even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict's appropriate here. Me, my wonderful self, guilty! Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Asshole. Get fucked.
As always, it looks like we've uncovered the real truth.
I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt OnGuard?
I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes, I plan to pay my debt to society for my crime, Your Honor. First time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put it? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that's of no concern to me.
But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved.
Wow, this is the first time I've seen her smile.
I really am happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thanks so much, everyone.
That's sweet. That's cute.
It looks like we've resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Good ending, baby. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yeah, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived at the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
Can't count on the evidence to help me. I have to listen to my heart. Oh, we already did this. Yeah, we already did this, but... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right! Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya's now safe in police custody.
Really?
Pearls!
You're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Ah!
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier, thanks.
Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you!
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I'd lost everything because of that. And then... it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that very moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense!
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
He really let me down. When he disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. God, they bring this up every fucking game, no matter what. And you betrayed your own words! That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I had known was dead. At least that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who's destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you're no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over!
Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. Look at them all together again.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I'd never desert you. We sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like the bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Damn, monkey. Damn.
All right. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick, food! Grub, chow, I'm starved! I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
All right, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Oh wait, he said that. We hit our usual burger joint.
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening, and I got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make up for it by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick, food!
What? Oh, we're going back to the hotel. It's crazy.
Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Gumshoe, you alright?
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole of all things.
A telephone pole? That it wasn't a red light that got him?
You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it, tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now, everyone gather round. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal, amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Huh, me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for you, the three items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know, it's... wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Good boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being sent away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I wanna see it. I wanna see Miss Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Ah. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up.
That's Miss Von Karma's receiver.
Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life.
Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd, even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Oh, but Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. Damn. I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. Make out! Kiss each other! No. Wait, what do I give him? Present the whip? What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Maya! Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. But Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Oh, anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask, everyone say thank you to Nick.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of at the point I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill.
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in the hotel, see, and I just bought myself a good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't that great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Oh, I suddenly feel like screaming.
Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I heard the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so. Objection! Oh, I love this game so much. That's another one wrapped up. That is presumably the end of season 6 of my fucking videos. Oh shit, here we go.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
I love this game so much. I love this game so much. I have a feeling I'm gonna finish Narcissu. Yeah. I mean, you'll know.
I'm so happy you could save Mr. Maya, Nick, and I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel's a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you just in case.
Isn't she like 8? How does she make reservations?
I'd like 1 hotel room, please.
But yeah, I love this game so much.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlong into everything's the only way to live, pal.
You already know the next one, the game 3 is gonna be next year, same time. Cause the last one, I finished the last one around the same time too. I'm doing them year by year.
I'm Maggie Bird and retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
I want to get to the end because I'm like almost 100% certain you get to see the photo at the end. It doesn't fucking tell you though. I want to see the fucking. I want to play the finale though so bad. Like I'm gonna take a little break and play other games. Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Oh. Recently. Yes. That girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember. I even laid so much as an eye on her. I would go crack. Didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes. Oh.
Alright, bro. I'm definitely gonna take a little break, and because as y'all know, I'm recording it. It's September 1st right now, and this is uploading at like the end of November. I record these shits in advance. What the fuck? It's time to begin our quest of World Circus domination, sweetie, and to let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous ride to Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe's like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at most jokes. Damn. Fuck. That's mean. I didn't realize they'd be in this too, but I guess it has to be. But yeah, I got other shit I gotta record. I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears! I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor! Mo Curls represent! We got a new act all work out! Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus! Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off! Get on with it! We going back through fucking everybody that showed up? If I'd known this would have been in, like fucking over an hour, I would have split this up into 2 episodes, but it's fine.
What's this? Drat, it's just an old ordinary electric razor. I can't believe this. Really, how long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Itchy Pooh's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and any man who'd fucking pray to my heel and burn and play with fire is dangerous because of that, and they burn warehouses with their sagery burns down. It stinks.
Oh my god. Later today, the trailer for fucking Glitmas was probably gonna come out, I think.
I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. And that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma.
Either that or it'll come out on Saturday, because I'm probably gonna finish.
After I get out, I should feel free to consult her about everything. I'm very grateful that I've met everyone.
It'll probably be Saturday, because I think Narcissus 2nd is gonna end sooner rather than later, because I'm doing like 2 chapters at a time, roughly.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you'd like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
Damn, bro's really doing fucking online order assassinations. That's crazy. Oh, but yeah, it'll probably be tomorrow because this will be Friday, so it'll be Saturdays when it comes out. I'm thinking. March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures Gate 12. What? Where are you going, Franziska?
How did you know I was here?
With this.
That's...
I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Franziska.
So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you'll think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you has arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I'd left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
Heyo. Heyo. There she goes. Damn. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. It's probably Franziska, I don't care. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That's adorable. I thought it was going to be a picture of all of them holding hands, but that's even cuter. There it is. There it is. Farewell, my turnabout. Okay. Now we've reached the end, I think. Please don't just throw me into the next fucking part. Okay, good. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time in Season 7. Or, if you stick around for Glitmas, you're going to get to watch Glitmas. But, I will see you later.